Very nice. So I want to get into important message. Years ago, I think it was around 2021, 2022. I was still staying at a relative's house of mine, but I think it had been like weeks prior, a little bit prior before that. I had this other dream or vision of, I talked about because I know I've seen other videos online. I don't know how many videos there are on like YouTube about people having the same vision or dream about, it doesn't get talked a lot, but in Revelation talks about like during the tribulation period, the two witnesses are going to show up. And, the dream, and this was years ago, like I said, during one of my dreams or vision, but the thing about this is that what was not revealed to me about it was, I didn't get any names from this dream or vision, right? I didn't get no names. It's just what I was seeing, what I was talking about. I was seeing that it was physically happen in the dream or vision. But years later, I get the similar dream or vision, but this time it's a little different. I get names revealed this time. So before then, there was no names, and now I get two names revealed. So in the dream or vision, basically, I'll say it was like this. It had a city landscape, like there was buildings, obviously a city, but it was also like split between a city, and I would say like a city slash desert. So it's like there's a city there, but the demographics of this place was like almost like rocky, mountainy, like mountains were everywhere too. And it was almost laid out almost like a desert. And I guess it was like it was like almost like nighttime or something. It seemed like, I don't know. It was sort of like almost like nighttime, whatever, or almost nighttime. And well, it was almost like I could see two people showing up. And I almost want to say there was a portal or something there was something that had opened up. I don't know if we should call it a portal. I don't know, something had opened up. But I could see two individuals coming. Well, yeah, because, I was thinking like these individuals, coming from heaven or whatever, they have to, come through and everything, coming through a portal or whatever they're coming through. Something like that. But besides that, I'm seeing these two individuals, and for some reason, it's the weirdest thing. And this is what was weird to me about it. I felt like, because I was, they had already, it's like they had already said my name, like almost like in a way, I felt spiritually. This is not a physical thing, this is like a spiritual thing, right? They already knew me. Like literally, these two individuals already knew who I was. And I don't know I don't think I can even explain that, like, what I'm trying to tell you about that. Like, they already knew who I was. Like, I didn't even have to tell them my name, they already knew it. I don't know how to explain that. I know it's that right there showed me like, this has to be spiritual, right? And so they walk up to me and they already say my name. Like, they already knew. Or like they already say like, oh, we already know who you are, and because I knew that for some reason that these were not just your average human beings, like these two people had something supernatural about them. Like, I could just feel it. It's not so much like when you look at them, because they look like two individuals, like I could for some reason tell like they had some kind of supernatural element to them. And well, I asked them what their names were, and one of them says, I'm because I know there's debate, right? There's different debates. Like, oh, it would be like Moses, Elijah, or someone else, and then obviously one of the witnesses would be Enoch, right? Well, from what I was told in this, and this is only what I was told. Pray about this, right? I would encourage everybody to pray about this. I asked one of them what their names were, and the first one I asked told me that they were Elijah. And then, okay, so I asked the other one, and then the other one, it was kind of, I don't know if I should say like it was faded out, but I heard the name given, and the name that was given was Enoch. So Elijah and Enoch. And then someone's probably gonna say, well, what did they look like? What like, were they old? Were they young? I would say yes, they had an old person look. Like they both looked old, right? Like they look like old men, right? And then you probably see online, right, all these other videos, like they have the same depictions of them being old men. And then, like I said, the landscape, I don't know how to make this out. Like, the landscape where I was at would have to be like somewhere like out west. Like, you think of somewhere like maybe like the Nevada, Arizona regions, Mexico, maybe certain parts, maybe just certain parts of, like, you think of like the American West, right? That's what I thought about in this dream or vision. Which really, it was a vision I had during the daytime. This was during the day. It wasn't a dream, but it was a vision I had during the daytime, where I was seeing this. And it didn't last too long. It lasted for a little bit, but it reminded me exactly like the American West, but with a city. And I was thinking, well, maybe it was like certain parts like not Dead Valley, California, but it reminded me of like somewhere either Mexico, Nevada, or specifically around like maybe you think of like Phoenix, Arizona type area, something like that. And they just look like old guys, but the demographics, like I said, was city/desert, rocky areas, but that's what it reminded me of. So, like, yeah, the first dream or vision I had years ago, and one of my channels on YouTube, you can go back, I think it's still on there, back in like 2021, 2022, I was talking about this, but names were not given. Now, years later, I had the names given. This is just the second account I had of it. And then again, you know, when God gives you something, this is not something I'm just going around and praying I ask for. Like, it's just like, he gives it to me, and I believe it's for a reason, because I can, I don't know, just show others or tell others or something. I don't know what the complete divine plan for this is, but if he wants to give you something, then he'll give it. So that's all I know, so. But anyway, just wanted to share that. So the names of the first account were not given, but the second account names were given. Fire nice. God bless. Out.